Nobody can do it like me. Nobody. Nobody can do it like me. Honestly.
Nobody's stronger than me.
Nobody has better toys than I do.
There's nobody bigger or better at the military than I am.
Nobody loves the Bible more than I do. Nobody builds walls better than me.
Nobody's better to people with disabilities than me. Nobody's fighting for the veterans like I'm fighting for the veterans.
There's nobody that's done so much for equality as I have.
There's nobody more pro-Israel than I am.
There's nobody more conservative than me. There is nobody that respects women more than I do.
Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump.
Because nobody's ever had crowds like Trump has had.
There's nobody that understands the horror of nuclear better than me. And nobody even understands it but me. It's called devaluation. The sale of the uranium that nobody knows what it means. I know what it means.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the game better than I do.
Nobody in the history of this country has ever known so much about infrastructure as Donald Trump.
I know the H-1B. I know the H-2B. Nobody knows it better than me.
Nobody knows politicians better than I do.
Nobody knows more about taxes than I do.
Nobody knows more about debt than I do.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
I have many friends, many friends.
All of my friends, so many. Steve, I see over here.
Marco Rubio is a very, very good friend of mine. Tom Brady's a friend of mine.
My friend Elton John. George Steinbrenner was a good friend of mine.
Howard Stern was a friend of mine.
We've been friends for a long time. A friend of mine is a great manufacturer. A friend of mine is a great excavator.
I have a friend who builds plants.
I have friends that are reporters.
A friend of mine who's in law enforcement.
My best friends have become fire marshals.
The generals have become very good friends of mine.
My biker friends. A friend who's a doctor. A friend who's a farmer. I know the insurance companies. They're friends of mine.
I have many friends that are liberal, and I think they're wonderful people. I have friends that are wonderful business people.
I have friends that are very wealthy people. Friends of mine go bankrupt.
I have many friends who are women.
And I have some very smart friends who don't agree with me.
I had a friend who's a very smart guy and a very streetwise guy.
A friend of mine, he's a world champion.
A friend of mine who happens to be a great athlete. He happens to be African American.
You know, I have a friend, big guy, one of the biggest in the world. I have a friend. He's a very substantial guy. Tough cookies. I better not mention their names, and two of them are friends of mine.
Friends also that have become addicted to drugs.
My friend, he was my friend. He passed away. He was my friend. I have a friend. Every year he goes to Paris.
I have friends that won't go to France.
Friends that live in California.
So many friends in New
A
Hampshire.
lot of good friends out in Iowa.
Friends that live in Texas.
Friends in Wisconsin.
I have friends that love to go to their church.
I have friends that frankly aren't Christian.
I have many Jewish friends.
I have many friends that are Muslim. Many Chinese friends.
Friends in Saudi Arabia.
Friends in Mexico.
Friends in Japan.
So many friends in Turkey.
Many friends in South Korea.
I have so many friends from this area. Friends that live all over the place.
I have no friends as far as I'm concerned.
I have no friends as far as I'm concerned. I have no friends.